Hey man, I just reacted to like Thriller Teller's new video on some like domestic violence type stuff, right? But as I right after I ended that video, my neighbor in real life right now says something like it's kind of muffled, but one of the things I heard him say was he punched my sister in the fucking face. Yo, if you're in any kind of domestic violence relationship or anything like that, please, please, please get some help. Call the authorities. Uh, you know, if you can, fight for yourself, but get out of there safely, please. Jesus, God damn. Oh my God, I don't know what I would do if anybody did something to my sister. Oh my God. Oh, I would probably turn into, I would black out. I would black out and turn into something that I probably never knew was inside of me. I'm just, God forbid anything happened to my sister like that, but let's get off of that. Sup? No. Jesus. And I go to the gym too. God damn it.
This happened about 3 years ago. I used to be a member of the YMCA gym.
Why?
It was about 10 minutes away from the apartment that I lived at the time with my roommate. I used to go to the YMCA every single day on my way home from work. Usually I would just lift weights, but sometimes I would do some other exercises as well. One night I arrived at the gym and then went into the locker room to change. Then I went to work out. I worked out for I would say about an hour, then went back to my locker. When I used the locker room, I never used a lock. I know it's careless of me, but I never used one my whole life and never had any problems.
So this is your fault, you clucky.
I would just put my things in the locker in the corner and shut it. It was just my work clothes and keys that I would keep in there, and my wallet and phone I kept with me as I worked out.
What? What? Your car keys? You know how many people are just on some such shit every day, every minute of the day? People are always watching people. So somebody could have easily watched your ass, noticed you didn't have no lock in there, noticed your car keys is in the locker. You went, go work out or whatever. Somebody would have took your car keys. When all they gotta do is go outside, bleep 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 bleep. If you don't got a bleep bleep, you know what I mean? Like one of the things that you can just press the button and it'll make go like make a noise for your car, like a bleep 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 bleep. Find out which one it is. Boom, open the door and straps. Now, if you don't got a bleep bleep, I find it really hard to believe that somebody it would take a lot longer to find the car. But I'm just saying, if you got a bleep bleep, it's raps.
To my locker after the workout on this day. I opened up my locker to see that none of my things were inside.
Wow.
I started to panic and looked in the surrounding lockers to make sure that I had the right one. Sure enough, I did have the correct one, and I had a sinking feeling come over me. I should have known sooner or later if I didn't use the lock, my stuff would get stolen.
No shit.
Then I realized that because my keys had been in there, there was a chance that my car had been stolen from the parking lot. All someone with my keys would have to do is walk out into the parking lot and push my lock to see which car is mine. I walked out the locker room to the entrance of the gym and looked out the window. Thankfully, my car was still there. I walked out to it on the slim chance that I left the door unlocked, but when I tried it, it was locked. I did have a spare key back at my place, and also still had my phone on me, so I took it out and called my roommate. He picked up and I told him the situation. I asked him to bring me my spare key, which he agreed to. Then I went back inside the lobby of the YMCA and asked the person at the front desk if anyone had brought my things, thinking there was a small chance maybe they had them behind the counter. They didn't, so I sat inside and waited about 15 minutes until my roommate arrived. When he got there, he called me and said he was parked next to me in the parking lot, so I walked outside over to his car and received the keys. I then went to my car and got inside. I started it up, and as soon as I started to drive away, I didn't get any farther than a few feet when I noticed something. There was a man hunched over in the back seat behind me.
Hey, yo. I know I'm not the only one that whenever they go into their car and they've been out for a while, you get in, right? This your driver's seat. You get in, right? Talking about some. You sit down in the driver's seat. You check in the back seat. I know I'm not. I do that a lot. Just saying. Shit.
As soon as I looked at him, I noticed his head move and he looked up. We made eye contact for a split second. All I remember is that the man was wearing a sweatshirt and had a hood over most of his head. He started to get up, and all I could think to do was get out of my car and run to my roommate's car. Thankfully, my roommate hadn't left yet and was sitting in the front seat on his phone. I stopped my car, got outside, and ran around to the passenger side of my roommate's car, leaving my keys in my car and the car running. My roommate looked very confused as he saw me running towards his car. I got inside and just told him to drive away. Then he noticed the man exit the backseat of my car and start going towards his. He locked his doors and pulled away out of the parking lot. As he drove away, I called the police. As soon as we were out on the road, I told my roommate everything. We drove around for a bit and then went back to the YMCA as the police would arrive. When the police got there, my car was gone. Now both my sets of keys were gone. But I told the police everything that I could. The thing that surprised me the most is that the guy who got the car was just hiding in the backseat as if he knew I would return to my car. Or maybe I just happened to walk in shortly after he decided to check out what was inside, and he decided to hide. Either way, it was one of the scariest moments of my life.
Hell yeah.
Several days later, my car was found abandoned with the keys in it about 10 miles away. Thankfully, there was no damage. And
What's scarier out of the things I'm about to say? You knowing you home alone, you in your room on the bed, and somebody either, one, grabs your foot or your leg from underneath the bed. Two, you see a face underneath your bed. Three, you in the shower, you washing your hair, you got your eyes closed, but because the shower running, you can't really hear like that. Somebody get in the shower. I don't know what the chances of this even happening, but somebody gets in the shower, you open your eyes, and it's a stranger right there in front of your face. Or somebody, or two, one, two, three, four, you in your car alone, and you see somebody in the back seat. Jesus. Which one is scarier though? Let me know.
happy to get it back, but I don't know if the man was ever found.
Lock your shit. I hope you got a lock now, you mother clucker.
I used to work at a gym. What my job was to mainly work the front desk, but I did a little bit of everything. We were a pretty small gym, and we were open 24/7, so I would check people in, sign people up for memberships, and take care of some maintenance, really whatever needed to be done, because typically late at nights, I would be the only one working. There were generally no more than about 10 people working out at a time, and in the really late night hours, the gym would often be completely empty. One night, when I was about 3 months into the job, it was completely empty at around midnight. I was just sitting at the desk playing a game on my phone, and I was the only person working. Nobody had even been inside the gym in about 20 minutes, and it was completely quiet inside other than the hip-hop music we had playing quietly over the speakers. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, I heard the noise of weights being dropped from behind me somewhere.
Hey man, y'all, I was shit bricks. I'm not even gonna hold you. God damn. Hell no. Hell no.
The weight area of the gym. At first, I thought nothing of it, as I was used to hearing these noises and I kept playing the game on my phone. Until a couple of seconds passed by and I remembered how the gym was completely empty. So why would I be hearing the sound of weights? I turned around and looked behind me to the weight room. At first, I didn't see anyone until my eyes scanned around. Then I noticed that there was a man sitting at one of the chest press machines. It was very strange because the man was wearing a business suit with a tie.
Hell
He
no.
had his hair slicked back and was staring right back at me. As he did, a creepy smile came over his face. I was startled as I saw this, and I couldn't help but look away immediately. For some reason, it just really creeped me out, and I had no idea how this guy had gotten in. I thought for a second if I should ask the man to leave or ask him if he had swiped in, because I knew I hadn't seen anybody in a suit come inside. Then I heard the extremely loud noise of a bunch of weights falling over. I looked behind me once again and saw that the towers that held a bunch of different plates of weights had been knocked over and the plates had fallen everywhere. I looked around for the man, but now I couldn't see him. I got up and decided to investigate. I walked around the gym, all around the weight room, but couldn't find the man, so I picked up the weights. I knew I had to find him, but the only place I hadn't looked were the locker rooms. The gym was not really big at all. It was pretty much just one big room. I looked all around one more time and confirmed that the man wasn't anywhere inside the weight room. At that point, I slowly walked into the men's locker room and looked around. I couldn't find him anywhere inside. Then I looked over the corner where the bathroom stalls were. I saw the man sticking his head over one of the bathroom stall doors from the inside. He had a deranged smile on his face and was waving at me. Then he started laughing and waving me over to him. I ran out of the room and back to my desk. I sat there just hoping the man would leave. I was completely creeped out by his behavior, but the most concerning thing was I had no idea how he got inside the gym. The only door to the gym was at the front, right in front of my desk. I sat there for a while on edge in case the man would come back out. I waited for a good 20 minutes, but didn't hear anything. Finally, another gym member entered the gym. This was a man who I had actually recognized as a regular member of the gym, and he made me feel a lot less scared after he entered and said hi to me. I knew I was no longer alone now, and once the man swiped in and started to exercise, I went back into the locker room to see if the crazy guy was still in there. Once I got back inside, I couldn't find the man anywhere. All the bathroom stalls were empty, and so was the rest of the locker room. I looked all over, but he seemed to just be gone. I left back for my desk and returned to work. For the final 3 hours of my shift, I never saw that man again. And beyond that, I didn't see him at all any other day either. I have no clue how he got in or how he left without me seeing. Sometimes I think I was just imagining things.
I hope that
when I
wasn't
sleep.
I hope that wasn't a ghost. Right.
5 years ago, I was a member at a smaller gym. It was a good place to work out. It would sometimes get a little crowded because we didn't have a whole lot of space, but usually it wasn't that busy at all. I went there almost every day and was a regular, but I didn't really like to interact with people as I worked out, so I always just put my headphones in and blasted music. I kind of zoned out from everyone and just really focused on my workouts.
You know what I really don't like about working out in a public gym? Well, really, private or public, but I go to LA Fitness, and it's like, I don't know if it's just me, because I look so, I look good. No cocky shit or anything like that. Like, I know I'm a handsome guy, right? And I have a decent body. But, like, I know I'm not tripping either. I know it's not in my head. I get stared at a lot. Like, I just don't like that, I just, maybe, I don't know if any of you all can relate to that, but I don't like when people stare in general, but at the gym, it makes it more awkward. Like, focus on yourself, and best believe I'm focusing on me, but I just don't like it when people stare at me. Like, okay, like looking, like glancing, but you doing this shit. Or doing something like a what? What?
One day, everything was completely normal. The gym was a little less busy than usual, so I was happy about that. I was doing bench press on one of the benches they had sort of in the corner. I began doing a set and was very focused on what I was doing. In the middle of me lifting weights, I heard something sort of going on. It sounded like some loud noises, which was strange as my music volume was almost all the way up in my headphones. I didn't know what it was, but I was focused on getting my set done, so I kept going. But when I was done with my bench press, I sat back up and took out my headphones, wondering what I had heard. I looked around and noticed that the gym was completely empty. I got up in surprise and wondered where everyone had went. Sure, there was only 3 or 4 other people there, but they had all disappeared. I had only been bench pressing for maybe about a minute total. Once I looked around, I noticed there was just one man in the gym. He was standing at the front near the entrance. I heard him shout a curse word, and at that moment I got a bad feeling. He seemed to notice me and then yelled, "What's up?" to me in an angry tone. He then told me to come over to him.
No, I'm good.
He asked me why I hadn't left like everyone else. I looked at him confused. Then he said it was now too late for me to leave.
What?
Then he started to run towards me.
Oh no.
I turned and ran for the locker room. I got inside as quick as I could.
You better throw like a goddamn weight at him talking about something. You better throw some shit.
Ran around the corner to where the bathrooms were. The man came inside and walked towards the lockers first. I don't know how I made the decision. I guess it was just adrenaline, but I saw the small chance where his back was turned to me and I ran out from behind him to the gym area. I didn't turn to look and ran all the way outside. I ran straight for my car and noticed a few other gym members standing by their cars. They asked me if I was all right. I told them yes and asked what had happened.
That was weird.
One of the men explained to me that a man had walked inside and shouted for everyone to get out of the gym and that he had a gun.
Ooh.
Everyone scrambled to leave quickly, but I guess I hadn't noticed. The police were already on their way, and we watched them arrive and take the man away several minutes later. He turned out to not have a weapon at all and was just basically insane, but I still don't know what he would have done if he would have caught up.
Hey, real talk. Whenever I'm working out, I usually have my music blasting too, right? Noise canceling, all that. But at the same time, granted, I can't really hear nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm watching my surroundings because people. I'm surrounded by people, so it's usually I usually pay attention. I pay attention to people a lot, regardless of what's going on. But yeah, I'm not about to just listen to music and just zone the hell out. You still gotta watch your surroundings. Oh my God. I hope that one guy got a lock now. Cause yeah. Either a lock or have a duffel bag where you can put your stuff in. Like, come on, man. You're doing too much. You suck. Just saying. But if I can have my own gym, I don't know if I would call it Gattor or not. But if I can have my own gym, that'd be great. It would. Would y'all come to my gym? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.